Pakistan's Shia minority is once again targeted. More than 45 die and 150 are injured in bombings in Karachi. Why can't the Pakistan government stop the carnage? Hello and welcome to The World This Week with me, Phil Rees. Sunday's attacks follow similar lethal strikes in January and February, which killed around 200. Shias make up some 20% of Pakistan's population of 180 million, and the violence has escalated against them in different parts of Pakistan in recent months. The Pakistan government has been glaringly absent in protecting the community. The unchecked killings have also raised wider questions about the spread of a sectarian ideology. Well, that's our first discussion today. In part two, women played a prominent role in the Arab Spring, but have the revolutions in Egypt and Tunisia betrayed their goals? We'll find out more in half an hour. But first, one of the ironies of the sectarian violence engulfing Pakistan is that the founder of the nation, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, was himself a Shia. It is believed that since the early 1990s, some 4,000 people have been murdered in sectarian attacks. As Amanda Thomas Johnson reports, the attack in Karachi on Sunday occurred outside a prominent mosque.
In Karachi, Pakistan's Shias come to terms with yet another attack on their community. The death toll and casualties are high, over 40 killed and 140 injured. But this attack was by no means an isolated incident. Rather, it is the latest in a series of attacks against Pakistani Shias, which have killed over 4,000 people since the early 1990s. But in recent years, the killings have increased in number and in intensity. According to Human Rights Watch, 2012 was the worst year on record for attacks against Shias, with some 400 killed in targeted attacks. In fact, this year alone, over 200 people have been killed in targeted killings against the Shia community. This, no doubt, has created a climate of fear amongst Shia Muslims in Pakistan.
हम पुरअमन हैं और पुरअमन रहेंगे और हमारी फ़िक़्ह कभी भी इस बात की इजाज़त नहीं देती कि हम तशद्दुद का रास्ता अपनाएं, तजावुज़ का रास्ता अपनाएं, जुल्म सितम करें, खून का बात.
So then, who is behind this space of attacks? Though no one has claimed responsibility for the Karachi attack on Sunday, a militant Sunni group called Lashkar-e-Jangwi has boasted of its involvement in previous attacks earlier on this year. It is widely believed that the group was created and abetted by Pakistan's intelligence services in the 80s to act as a counterweight to a perceived threat posed by predominantly Shia Iran's political ascendancy. Though the group was outlawed back in 2001, their hatred for Shia has not ceased, and judging by recent activity, it is showing no signs of stopping.
नहीं, हम कहते हैं कि शिया मुस्लिम नहीं है, लिहाजा इनको गैर मुस्लिम के लिए करार दिया जाए. हम तो ये कहते हैं. हम ये नहीं कहते कि वो 5% हैं, इसलिए उनको गैर मुस्लिम के लिए करार दिया जाए. हम कहते हैं उनकी अकायद की बुनियाद पर उनको गैर मुस्लिम के लिए करार दिया जाए.
There are mixed opinions about why these attacks are taking place. The Pakistani government is adamant that these attacks are designed to provoke the Shia communities into reprisal attacks, engulfing the country in sectarian warfare and destabilizing the country before elections. Others also share this view.
जिस वक्त ब्लास्ट हुआ है उस वक्त एकदम से अफरा तफरी फैली है, लोगों ने भागना शुरू किया है. बहुत अजीब सिचुएशन हुई है. जब हम भागे हमने देखा है तो उस वक्त बिल्डिंग्स के अंदर जो है वो सारी बिल्डिंग्स डिस्ट्रॉय हो चुकी हैं, ख़त्म हो चुकी हैं, लोग जो है वो मर चुके हैं. और ये एक मैं कहता हूँ कि बहुत ही जालिमाना इक़दाम है कि जो हुआ है. और ये लोग इंसान नहीं हैं, ये लोग शैतान हैं कि जिन्होंने लोगों की जानें ली हैं.
However, some believe that the government still has strong links to extremist groups like Lashkar-e-Jangwi, which it gave rise to, and is secretly supporting them to check the rise of nationalist groups in the western Balochi region. Whatever the truth of this, there is certainly a widespread belief that the Pakistani government has done very little to protect the Shia community from attack. The government deny this and claim that they have arrested up to 30 people thought to be responsible for the killings. However, some locals are not so convinced.
आर्मी या जो भी है मकसद एक्शन लें, क्योंकि डे बाय डे जैसे कोयटा में और ये पाकिस्तान में जो सिलसिले चल रहे हैं, मकसद ये जब तक हाई लेवल पे वही नहीं होंगे ऑपरेशन, ये नहीं क्लोज करेंगे, मकसद जब तक ये नहीं सिलसिला रुकेगा.
Certainly, many feel that the Pakistani government must do more, not just to prevent further bloodshed amongst the Shia communities, but also to silence critics who claim that it is collaborating with extremist groups against its own people. Amanda Thomas Johnson, Islam Channel.
Well, I'm pleased to have in the studio Azhar Javaid, the General Secretary of the Pakistan Press Club here in London and correspondent for the Dunya news group. We also have the distinguished QC, Sibgha Tullah Kadri. And finally, Ibrar Mir, the Deputy General Secretary of the governing Pakistan People's Party here in the UK. Well, Ibrar Mir, I mean, let me start with you. I mean, obviously the government has faced a lot of criticism for its apparent inability to prevent these attacks. I mean, why isn't it doing more?
Thank you, Rees, first of all, for having me here. Basically, whenever there is a government, like democratic government, will have all sorts of criticism. But when people are being killed, then you can't defend nothing. There's no, I mean, you can't have any argument because people don't want to listen by that time. Then we have to see what was happening around us, what was our history. Now the media is vibrant. If you take this media into Gilgit, you'll have different kind of world there. Shia Sunni is there as well.
Gilgit, of course, in the northern territories of Pakistan. Yeah. But I mean, okay, but I mean, the point surely is in the Hazara community, and by the way, most of the Shias, or many of them, are Hazaras, people of Central Asian descent who emigrated to Pakistan from Afghanistan in perhaps the 19th century. But many of these people are actually saying that the police are doing nothing. They're saying, why don't you come and protect us? These mosques, the targets are very easy to see. I mean, do you think the police are doing enough?
Okay, police is the one component to save our lives. But you know, when you have put mines, you don't know where the mine is coming out. It started from, you know, the late General Ziaul Haq. Now we are, you know, facing those things. If you see how many minority people, big people are killed, only one, Shahbaz Bhatti. Our governor, he was Muslim. Bashir Balor, he was Muslim. Sulaiman Tasir, I meant to say. Bashir Balor, the recent senior minister. Even our leader, Shahid Benazir Bhutto, what did we do in Pakistan? Nothing. Apart, we are the victimized. But we have to be
but as a government, you can't just say you're running a lawless country and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Police is a one component. There's army, there's the rangers, there's provincial governments. 1st of August 2009, Gojra incident took place. After 3 days, the 4th of August, the chief minister of by then, who is unfortunately the chief minister is now, who is heading the Lashkar-e-Jangvi, Shahbaz Sharif. He went there after three days, and that was totally Christian community. But here we are talking about only Shia, not Hazara, nothing. It's happening in Shia. But here, the recent incident you showed, most of the Sunnis were there as well, not only Shia in this incident.
Well, I mean, you've been listening to that, Sibgha Kadri. I mean, do you believe that the government is doing its best, and somehow there are just aspects of Pakistan society that are spinning out of control?
The position is this. My brother here talks about Benazirs and other people who will be killed. There is no control of the government. Benazir's husband ruling the country party, they have not arrested anything about Benazir. They have not done. But I don't want to go in detail there. Every year, 2,500, 2,000 people are being killed in Karachi alone. But I don't want to go beyond that because there is law and order situation. But Shias, see what happened. In Quetta, in Balochistan, first we hear from the buses, they are taken out. People who are going to Iran for attending some kind of a religious function, and ID cards, and Shias this side, Sunnis this side, and shoot the Shias. That happened 2-3 times. On whose government was there in Balochistan? People's Party.
Yeah, but I suppose the People's Party would say there are so many centrifugal forces in Pakistan. You know, there's the Baluchi groups, there's the Taliban. Quetta is a source for them, and that they can't fight all these fronts at the same time.
In England, in every country, in India, in England there was IRA. In India there are separatist forces, Sikhs, in other places. But the position is you are in the government. Twice it happened now recently in Balochistan. What you did? Governor Raj, they established that. They made promises. Nothing has happened. Second, again it happened. Now in Karachi. What happened in Karachi? Karachi, all the television anchormen said, there's not a question of a dispute, that when this happened, and the whole community is destroyed, Shias mainly, but Sunnis as well who were there, no police there. Nobody to take people to hospital. Local people were taking it. Even the government today accepts it. IG police accept it. You were not here, so don't shake hand. IG police and Supreme Court accepted it, that we couldn't go because the people were hostile. There was a dance going on. There was a mangni, an engagement ceremony. All the ministers were there. Even until today, the chief minister has not gone there. Until today, no minister has gone in that area. Okay, so there is no rule of law. What they are interested in corruption. They don't have time. They want to make money. Another 8 days left. Take as much money as possible before they are vanished forever. That's what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, Mr. Mir, you'll have a chance to respond to that, but let's bring in Azhar Javaid as a journalist. I mean, you know, while obviously corruption is fairly endemic and a lack of rule of law is also, it's not just this government, is it? I mean, this is something that goes to the heart of what's become Pakistan.
Thank you, Rees. This government is going to complete its tenure, 5-year tenure, in 9 days' time. They are in power from last 4 years, 11 months and 10 days. And they are still talking that they have to do something. They are not able to perform in this time. It's a full 5-year term. And no army intervention is there, no establishment intervention is there like in past. First of all, I want to tell you as a journalist, which I observed, that the Shia-Sunni conflict is nothing over there. There is just 1% minority who is promoting this. Otherwise, 99% Shia and Sunni community living together. They have relationships with each other. They have family reunions over there. They do marriages with each other. So one thing I want to clear on this issue. The main thing is politics. If you listen to my friend from government, he blamed the CM of Punjab, their rival party. He indicates him the 3 years back incident which took in Punjab. So they are just doing politics.
That Zia al-Haq, of course, the former military leader, brought in a program of Islamization, including perhaps the ISI, the Inter-Services Intelligence, developed groups that were sectarian in nature.
But why not? They did not control this in the last 5 years. There is a politics going on. On each incident, they do politics. On all parties. I'm not blaming only the ruling party, including the opposition parties and all parties. They just want to do point score. The election is just, I think, 2 or 3 months away. So in this process, the community is suffering. Ordinary people is suffering.
Mr. Mir, it is true, isn't it? And we saw in Amandla's report there, we saw Malik Ishaq, who's head of this group, Lashkar-e-Janvi, that was set up by many people's accounts by the Pakistani state some time ago. Well, I mean, he was released. I think he had rose petals thrown at him, a large crowd there. Now he's walking around and coming out with incredibly inflammatory statements about Shias, the greatest infidels on earth. I mean, why are you allowing this guy to just live and do interviews to reporters and just carry on?
Yeah, it shouldn't be allowed, but it's not up to government. It's, the social media is there, even international media is there. We can't stop them. But let me answer some questions which were raised here. Who was ruling the country when Malakand division was, IDPs, more than 2.5 million IDPs were settled down again? Ben Sufi Muhammad, he was not accepting the government of Pakistan. He was not accepting the constitution of Pakistan. He was saying it's all kufr, right? Which government took, settled that thing down? No, I didn't interrupt nobody. I didn't interrupt nobody. Otherwise, it's not enough fair.
But I mean, that was a long time ago, though. That's a fair point.
He said 5 years, within 5 years. Okay, that was a big incident. Then, when they come to GHQ, or the army of Pakistan Army was sleeping, when they come to Marriott Hotel, no, if you see only 1 month ago or 2 months ago, what was happening? Big political processions, public meetings were going on. Nothing happened. 2 things happened now, and this was the major obstacle. The elections are the main obstacle of any anti-Islamic, anti-Pakistan force. Well, 2 things happened. Gawada signature and Iran gas pipeline. These 2 happened in the same time. That's why No, the mines are coming more and more. We have to be very cautious.
Well, okay, but why is it then that Hazaras, we'll come to you in a minute, why is it that many Hazaras are quoted and they believe that somehow there's some collusion with government? Because they say after every killing, and this is a retired Hazara engineer from Quetta, said after every killing there are no arrests. If the government is not supporting these killers, it must be at least protecting them. Why are these rumors so prevalent?
I know, but, you know, as I said,
are there any truth in that?
Not
None
really.
at all.
No. The truth is from one side because they can't see any arrest. Okay, even you arrest, then when your police is politicized, when your Chief Justice of Pakistan is being politicized, then you can't trust nobody. And you ask me
so
why
you can't
I will
really
explain.
govern. You can't. I mean, your party. You can't really govern Pakistan.
You have to peep into the matter. You have to, overhauling these departments, police, judiciary, your rangers, everything. So Zia's people are still there. Their mentality is there. You can't fight with mentality unless you take time.
So you're accepting then that some of the institutions of state are collaborating with groups like this. Are you? You're saying that as a representative of the elected government. That some institutions of the Pakistani state are colluding with these groups, members of the police, army, the security apparatus.
Mentally, and Zia is still there.
This is Zia al-Haq, who
yes,
of course founded them. Oh, well,
yes.
okay.
My friend has extended the whole thing. Let's face it, 2,500 people died this year in Karachi.
Well, yeah,
Let's forget about 45, right? Every day in Karachi, 20 people are dying. Every day. 18, 20, 30, every day. Now, there is no home minister in Karachi, right? The most important ministry is vacant there. Rahman Malik said, in Guardian it was, I took from Guardian, he said in December, we have broken the bone of the terrorist, right? We have given good beating to them. Now, they will do nothing, right? Rahman Malik then said, last week after Balochistan, in Karachi there will be massive bloodshed. This is a minister. He knows there's a bloodshed and it happened in 2 weeks. He said in 2 weeks there will be. And they do nothing, knowing fully well that their information is in Karachi this will happen. They do nothing. And you talk about this happened, that if you are government, you have a duty to save the life of the citizens. I don't care.
Look, there are problems in Karachi. Are there? The MQM, the Islamists have set up, Taliban have set up groups there. I mean, to some extent, isn't it even bigger than the government?
In 2010 and 11, since this government came, there were 250 died in Musharraf's jail. And I went on the street against Musharraf. I'm not supporting. Every year it went up 900, 1,000, 1,100 killings because there's no governing. They are not bothered. What do they? They announce 15 lakhs rupees, 100,000 rupees, as if the only way for the poor people, their poor family to survive is their child should die, their husband should die, so that they can get. They print the money and say, oh, 1,000 rupees to you. This is a Benazir's government. This is Bhutto's. There must be their souls will be turning.
Who would be any better than that, though? Because let's be fair, okay? Corruption has actually played the main alternative, the Muslim League and its various manifestations all these years as well.
I am not saying. I'm simply saying if you want to govern the country, then govern the country, whether you're Muslim League, whether you're People's Party. The minimum that people expect from democracy, from their elected people, is to give them protection on the street. Now they are not even safe in their homes because people died in their homes now. Terrorism always there. IRA was here. Doesn't mean the British government say, oh, this is going on 40 years, IRA. We can't do anything. Okay. You do something. Today, you know what he said, the chief minister? He said, why should I resign? Because President Bush didn't resign. President Bush went to the point zero and addressed the people. Okay. These ministers are not going. You know what was happening? Okay. Finally, I'd finish. Yeah. Prime Minister, against whom there is a Supreme Court order, he goes to Ajmer Sharif, the same day he flies to Ajmer Sharif, not to Karachi, with his family, to do dua there. this Prime Minister should have come to Karachi.
Okay, before we talk about the President, I wanted to, Prime Minister, I want to talk about one other thing before we move on. And I want to talk about the Gulf influence. Now, those of you who'd read the WikiLeaks US cables from some time ago had read that about $100 million a year is being sent from Saudi Arabia, from some of the other Gulf states, to basically finance Deobandi, quite, people might say sectarian, or at least certainly highly orthodox Sunni mosques and madrasas in Punjab. Do you think that this role has played any part in the increasing sectarianism that seems to have crept into Pakistan society?
First of all, there are too many madrasas over there in whole of the Pakistan. So they have been funded by different organizations all over the world. So if you just will specify the Saudi Arabia, it will be wrong. It's also done by Iran. It's also done by Qatar. It's all the different states. From UK, many NGOs are working. They are supporting these madrasas. They are giving money to them. So it can be a part of the problem, but not the whole problem. One thing which I want to tell you, that if you want to do something, you need a will. You need a will to do that thing. If government should be sincere to tackle terrorism, he must need a will.
Yeah,
but
Mr.
after
Mir
5
is saying
years,
the problem is so big that it's so that collusion is so part of the ISI, the military is it isn't necessarily under the power of the government to control these things. I mean, this government has tried to control the military in some senses, and that caused huge problems.
When you blame military, it's not right.
It's not right.
Because military's personnel have been died. I think more than 4,000 military personnel died in Pakistan during the war on terror, and again in all region in the north Pakistan. But the problem, if you're specifying towards Shia community, there is need a will. They need a will. They don't need to do politics on this. If one incident happened, Interior Minister, he says it's because of the Muslim League. Muslim League people say the federal government is not doing enough. What we need a solution, and the solution should come when all the forces, political forces, they should sit together, like in past. They have made many things possible by sitting together in the parliament. They should sit and find the...
Ibrar Mir agrees with that. I see him for the first time shaking his head downwards, not across. But I mean, all of this, Mr. Mir, doesn't surely bode well for your party's sort of the general chaos in Pakistan. Doesn't really bode well for your party's success in the coming election.
Basically, it's not good for Pakistan first. Forget about party. It's not at all it's good for Pakistan. Then we come to the party or elections. That's the secondary thing. The only thing I agreed with Azhar, which we all should be agreeing at the moment, Shia Sunni, there is no difference. First thing. Second thing, they are questioning and they are contradicting their questions as well. I'm sorry to say. Like Azhar said, all the political forces should sit together. When we ask Chief Minister of Punjab to take action against Lashkari Jangvi, their law minister, he is heading them. Okay. When we ask Chief Minister,
these are the allegations.
I don't interrupt. I mean, is he a journalist? Is he a journalist or is he from Pakistan People's Party?
No. Both sides are wrong.
Listen, I never interrupted.
Yeah, fair point.
Listen to them
very quickly though, because I want to get Mr.
Because they took too much time, but I am still listening. The thing is, when Mr. Sibgha Kadri, he referred to Chief Minister because he is holding the law ministry there in Sindh. Why doesn't he, point out to the Sanaullah? He's the law minister in Punjab. Okay, nothing. No. Listen. Nothing happens in Punjab.
Not much time. Nothing. So that I should
nothing happens.
Okay.
Because it's only PPP. They are against it. That's it. And our level of
wrap up very quickly.
I'm
10 seconds.
Very quickly. It's my city. I worry about it, Karachi. I don't care what happened in Punjab. It happened in Karachi. Chief Minister of Punjab is not responsible for law and order in Karachi. His Karachi police has failed. They have appointed their People's Party men in Karachi police, MQM men in Karachi police. Therefore, they are failing. Hand it over to the army. Why not? Constitution of Pakistan says that civilian government can get the assistance from army. They don't do it.
Okay, well, listen, at least this shows that there's vibrant debate, at least in Pakistan, in the run-up to the elections coming up in a few months' time. Well, We're coming to a short break, and indeed, thank you to all our guests there for that discussion. In part two, there was a quota of 64 women in the old parliament under President Mubarak. Well, Egypt's new parliament has just 9. Are women's voices being heard in the emerging Arab democracies? Stay with us.